Yo, what's going on guys, Impulse here and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to focus on round 2 of the skirmish, and if you missed out on round 1, you can see a card up at the top right hand corner of the screen now. That will lead to the round 1 video with the battles, and it'll also explain what's going on in this video. But as for this week's pairings, it was Team Squirtle versus Team Metagross and Team Marsh versus Team Chatty. So with the teams decided and the pairings all settled, let's jump straight into the video. Remember that a lot of time and effort goes into these videos between myself and Chatty, so some support would be greatly appreciated. As always, I will leave a link to everybody that participated down in the description, so go and check everybody out if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's jump into the first battle. So the first battle of the day is going to be Sharon for Team Marsh versus Farren for Team Chatty. So Farren's going to be using a lower tier Trick Room team versus a more offensive team from Sharon. Sharon's going to start off going for some clean damage with some pivots as he wants to set the pace of the battle. Meanwhile, Farren's going to set up a Trick Room with ideas of his own. Farren makes a good play trying to recall Slowbro to pop Regenerator, but Muck hits it hard with a Pursuit Poison Touch combo, which will cost Slowbro a little later on. Sharon continues to play behind his walls, and after some time he's going to try and go on the offensive, using his Lopunny. Unfortunately for him, it's going to get shut down pretty quickly. Thankfully though, between Muck and Tapu Fini, he's going to manage to score the win. So the next battle was Icy for Team Squirtle versus Omega for Team Metagross. So for this one, both teams were really even, with Omega leading with a wall and Icy leading with a sweeper. Omega scores an early freeze which sets Icy back a little bit. But it doesn't last too long. At the start it looked like a battle of the walls. But before long, Icy got control of the battle, bringing Omega down to his last mon. Omega tried desperately to cling to life, but in the end he gives it up and Icy takes the game. Next up we've got Chatty for Team Chatty versus Frappe from Team Marsh. So the game started out with 2 walls. While Chatty was trying to set up her hazards, Frappe was going for damage, scoring a nice crit early on. A nice prediction scored another successful super effective move against Zapdos, and things were looking good for Frappe. Chatty almost lost Alakazam with a rash switch, but after foddering it off, she was able to go on the attack with the Katana. Frappe tried to do what he could, dealing nice damage with a combination of Drain Punch and Shadow Sneak. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Chatty was able to push forward and finish things up with a Katana sweep. The next battle was Varrick from Team Metagross versus Green Typhlosion from Team Squirtle. We start this one off with a double Lando lead. Both players start by using supporting moves, and each one of them has ideas what they want to do next, to try and slowly gain the advantage in the battle. Varrick tries his luck and goes for his Z move, but it doesn't do that much damage to such a bulky wall. While Magma Storm damage is racking up, neither one of them is giving it up. After a while, it seems that Green Typhlosion has the Pokemon advantage. Unfortunately though, we see it short-lived once we see how much HP remains on the rest of his team. Varrick is able to finish all of the remaining mons off and score the win. So in this one we have Ruby for Team Marshadow versus Varrick for Team Chatty. Ruby starts out the battle really strong, getting a critical hit on Leaf Storm that grants her a +2 special attack at the cost of being poisoned. Varrick tries to gain some advantage going into Mega Scizor, possibly going for that U-turn predicting the switch, but Ruby goes for the HP Fire and makes short work of it. Ruby stays strong, chipping away at as many mons as she can. While it looks like Varrick may be able to gain the advantage back, Ruby keeps control and is able to set up a Dragon Dance, allowing her to KO Greninja. It also lets her get some free damage on the next mon that comes in. By the end of it, all that was left was for Polo-san to clean up the game, and with that Ruby takes the victory. So it's Leon from Team Squirtle versus Sparky from Team Metagross. Leon leads with Tapu Bulu and Sparky leads with Mamoswine. Leon decides to play it safe and he goes into a wall, while Sparky goes straight for damage. At this point it's wall versus wall, so Sparky tries to go on the attack. But she gets shut down pretty quickly. After a while, Leon tries to set up a sweep with Superior. Sparky uses a nice wish pass to get into a free switch for Venusaur. Unfortunately though, she misclicks and doesn't Mega Evolve, which costs her her Venusaur, as even at a +6 special attack, Superior only deals a maximum of 50%, meaning she could have killed it with Sludge Bomb and prevented the sweep and still had a healthy team. But instead of that, Leon goes on to get a sweep for the game. So in this one we've got Marsh, the leader of Team Marshadow, versus Ozzy from Team Chatty. The match starts with Lando versus Coco. Marsh goes for the U-turn with his Choice Scarf Lando to scout out what Oz wants to do, while Oz stays in and tries to go for the Hidden Power Ice. The first turn was already a huge play, because if Marsh had gone for Earthquake, it would have changed the entire game, but he didn't want to risk it with Oz having 2 flyers on the back. So at this point of the game, Marsh seemed to have the upper hand for the meantime. That upper hand turned around though when a free high jump kick to Tapu Koko missed, causing massive damage to himself and missing out on a potential 2-hit KO. With that said and done, all that was left was for Oz to clean up the pieces and take the victory. So this battle was Tano from Team Metagross versus Alex aka Starline Onslaught for Team Squirtle. This game was a very long and stally match lasting almost 100 turns. The majority of this game was switching, double switching, recovering and protecting. And unfortunately nothing else really happened in this game. With Alex trying to attack and Tano stalling it all out, the game finally ended in Tano's favour when it came down to the timer. So in this battle we've got Lantern for Team Marsh versus Cheme for Team Chatty. Lantern goes on the aggressive from turn 1 and scores a nice hard hitting T-ball, while Cheme tries to set up the toxic spikes. After receiving so much damage, Cheme loses composure and tries to switch back and forth, but doing so costs Cheme so many mons and a lot of HP early on. Cheme managed to start pulling it back, scoring 2 KOs with Choice Scarf Pokemon. But in the end, the damage that was sustained at the beginning of the match was too much to recover from, and Lantern takes the victory. And with that said, that concludes the round for Team Chatty versus Team Marsh. Finally, we have the closing round for Team Squirtle versus Team Metagross, with Azazel for Team Squirtle and Valor for Team Metagross. Things didn't look too good at the start for Azazel from the leads, but he switched things up and took the bulk of Coco's onslaught, surviving on just 1 HP. This allowed him to set up toxic spikes and deal some damage to Ferrophone. Later on in the game, Azazel kept up the pressure with a belly drum from Snorlax and he kept pushing for damage. In a clash, Mega Gyarados went up against Dragonite. In the end, it came down to Tapu Koko. Finally, it versed off against Volcarona, and with that said, Azazel took the win, winning the round for Team Squirtle. So you can see the leaderboard standings as they stand after week 2. Next week's battles will be Marsh versus Metagross and Chatty versus Squirtle. This week we had some pretty interesting battles and I hope we do next week as well. That's everything for this week guys, so I'm going to get out of here. So if you have enjoyed the video or learned something useful, don't forget to mash that like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters!